Episode of Solving Your China Business Pain Points. My name is Christina Kohler-Colucci. I'm the Head of Business Advisory at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors. And in today's episode, we're going to be delving into the role of legal representatives in China. Let's face it, legal representatives in China do carry high levels of responsibility and risk. Chinese laws and regulations are very strict regarding the responsibilities and obligations of companies and their legal representatives. Both need to be aware of the considerable amount of liabilities and risks, as well as the legal consequences should the law be violated. In China, according to the civil code and the company law, the legal representative is the person who represents the company in civil activities. The legal representative is required to fulfill obligations and bear those corresponding legal liabilities while managing the company's operations. The Chinese law states that there are 13 legal liabilities of the legal representative across 4 different areas: civil liability, restrictions or disciplinary measures, administrative liability, and criminal liability. So let's talk a little bit about the civil liability aspect. So when a legal rep causes harm to others while performing their duties, it constitutes tortious conduct. In this case, the legal rep must have acted against a third party, infringing on its personal or property rights, and such conduct must be related to the execution of their duties. If it is unrelated to their duties, it does not constitute tortious conduct. The legal consequences of the legal rep's civil activities on behalf of the company are borne by the company. Therefore, if a legal rep causes harm to others while performing their duties, the company should also bear that civil liability. After the company has assumed civil liabilities externally, it may seek compensation from the legal rep at fault in accordance with the law or according to the company's own articles of association. The company law in China establishes that the legal rep must be the chairman of the board of directors, the executive director, or the manager of the company. Since the company's legal rep is a senior executive position, the same limits imposed on senior executives apply to the legal rep. Now, according to the company law, directors and senior execs have a fiduciary obligation to the company. And if they harm the interests of the company, the income that they derived from violating their obligations will be owned by the company. And obviously, the losses caused to the company must be compensated. A few of the behaviors directors and senior executives must not engage in are using their relationships to harm company interests, such as accepting bribes or other illegal income, embezzling the company's property, misappropriating company funds, depositing company funds in their own name, lending the company's funds to others, disclosing company secrets without authorization, etc. I think you get the gist. If legal reps help shareholders to withdraw capital, they bear joint and joint liabilities. To determine whether an act constitutes assisting with the withdrawal of capital, it must be proved that the assistance has been objectively carried out, such as helping in the transfer of funds, signing relevant documents. Now, when a bankrupt company violates the law doing acts such as unreasonably disposing of company assets, individual repayment, concealing and transferring assets, fabricating debts during a specific period that may lead to a reduction in the bankrupt company's assets, and damage the interests of creditors, the legal rep bears the compensation liability. Now, in the event of a company's refusal to fulfill payment obligations, a disciplinary measure that can be imposed against the legal rep in judicial enforcement cases is the restriction of consumption and travel. This measure may include travel by plane, high consumption activities at places such as hotels, nightclubs, golf courses, purchasing real estate or buildings, renting high-end office buildings, apartments, purchasing non-essential vehicles, going on vacation, sending children to private schools, paying high premiums for insurance, financial products. The court may also restrict the company's legal rep from exiting China as well. Now, just to touch on a little bit the administrative liability and the criminal liability. In China, a company must obey the process of establishment, operation, management, and liquidation. If a company fails to do so, its legal rep may also be subjected to administrative penalties by relevant authorities. Whether the legal rep is held liable for administrative responsibility due to company's actions is determined based on the specific behaviors of the company and the relevant laws and regulations in that place where the company was registered. In terms of criminal liability, if the legal rep plays a direct role in a crime committed by the company, such as making decisions, giving approval, instructing, condoning, commanding, then they will be identified as the directly responsible person in charge of the company's criminal behavior. In the event that the legal rep is only a nominal legal rep and is unaware of or has not participated in the company's criminal behavior, then they may not be held responsible. And I want to highlight the word may not, okay? Holding the position of legal rep will not necessarily lead to the conclusion that they are directly involved. However, you will have to go through a court case to prove your innocence. Company crimes such as fundraising fraud, insurance fraud, forced labor, false litigation, and others, those are the types of crimes that can be committed by the company. The law states that the corporation will be fined, and the directly responsible personnel are also liable for penalties. In addition, a legal rep in China carries a high level of responsibility, faces many risks. For this reason, the person should always ensure that the company decisions they participate in are legal and compliant. At the same time, they should be familiar with and closely involved in the company's business to better understand the compliance requirements, assess compliance risks, and obviously, as a legal rep, a lot of corporate documents will need to be signed, so reviewing those in your home language as well. Now, this video is not here to scare you. It is here to advise you, educate you on what you need to know if you are taking the role as a legal representative. If you do have any questions pertaining to this or any questions in general about doing business in China, we are offering a 15-minute free complimentary call, and the link is in our diary. If you would like to learn more about what we do at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors, head on over to our website, woodburnglobal.com. You will have a full listing of our services, plus additional free complimentary resources in the form of short articles, ebooks, industry guides, etc. Our mission is to help as many foreign business professionals in China succeed. If you are in that boat, join us, and we hope to help you along this journey. Have a great day. Take care, and goodbye.